Yes, I know I am late. I know. You guys don't have to spam it. I'm aware. But look, this is the type of stream that you want to take maximum time to set up. Because as you all know, technology is not my strong suit. Okay? So when we're talking about advanced artificial intelligence rewriting the story of One Piece, you're going to want me to take the maximum amount of time to make sure that this shit works properly. Okay? Yeah. Get your shit off. All right. Phantom Greyfire is saying, Miss Super from 1058 stream. Oh, from last... Okay. From Captain Face. Captain Face said, Crocodile's 80 million bounty getting moved up to 1.9 bill isn't far-fetched when you consider his post-Marineford bounty would include the Alabasta plot, Impel Down escape, involvement in the war, and the 2-year time skip. Yeah, the thing is that Crocodile probably got a bounty in between the 2 times that we've seen his bounties, right? It's not like he broke out of Impel Down and they're like, all right, 81 mil is probably fine for him going forward. So Crocodile's probably already gotten a bounty increase. I'm sure it's not like this is not a jump from 80 million to like 2 billion. You know what I'm saying? Flame Emperor said, I hired an AI to be on time and write One Piece theories. All right. Good to know. We're not using that one. Okay, I got to answer a bunch of... For some reason, I got to answer... Who's Andrew McCarty? Would Andrew McCarty please stand up? Why'd you super chat, 6 times before I even showed up? All right, let's see what Andrew McCarty has to say. Andrew McCarty says, Hey Morj, Wano could have been different. Yes. Dofi and Big Mom Pirates on Onigashima. I don't know about Doflamingo coming back. Scabbards could have had fights and meaningful moments. Yes, would have loved that. Dofi versus Law. Dofi got stronger. Killer versus Smoothie. I mean, now you're getting into all sorts of... I'm going to say that this seems somewhat fan-servicey. So we get Dofi versus Law. Jack kills Dog and fights Jinbei. Danger versus Sasaki. I now see why Andrew McCarty supered 6 times. He's got a very... This is the AI that's rewriting Wano. It's Andrew McCarty all along. All right, let's get through this. Jack kills Dog and fights Jinbei. Danger versus Sasaki. Frankie versus Daifuku. Kid versus Big Mom. Also, she learns about what he took. Kid has a moment to get Conquers Haki. King insults Yasuo in front of Zoro, pisses Zoro off, senses Hiyori. Zoro protects Hiyori from Orochi and Momo kills him. Marco and Izzo fight CP0. Drake versus Hawkins. Apu versus Brook. Who's Who versus Kawamatsu. Kinemon, Kiku, Ashura. Doji die to Kaido. Kinemon after will kill Kanjuro. Funny moment between Zoro and Hiyori is because he can control Enma. Now he has to be the father of Hiyori's child to preserve Kazuki's line. This will go back to what you told him in 938. Sorry, long chat. I appreciate the donations for sure, but I am happy that none of that happened. Flame Emperor said the AI failed to be memeable. Morj is superior. Good to know. All right, everybody. We are not starting the main event of the AI rewriting Wano until this stream hits at least 500 likes. That's very doable because there are 685 of you in here. And if you all have the time and the energy to use your keyboards to type in late, you have the ability to also just hit the like button on the stream. Can someone explain... Okay, why are people talking about Andrew Tate now? What... Who was this guy? Who was this person before he... did he just become famous for... Okay, it says American British internet personality. What does that mean? I want to be an internet personality. Not like Andrew Tate. I'm just saying, the general concept of that. How does one just become an internet personality? What's the method of doing this? Because it sounds very easy, as a lifestyle. Yeah, who is he? Who was he before he went off on all the weird, misogynistic shit or whatever? Inside the violent misogynistic world of TikTok's new star. This is a star on TikTok? That's the thing. I'm not on TikTok. If I got on TikTok, I could be an internet personality. Sheriff Lafitte says, do you think Boa Hancock has a larger role to play in the story, or is she mostly just comedy/ally? For what it's worth, I don't think Luffy's marrying her. I don't think Luffy's marrying her. I think that that's too much of a gag to... I do think that Oda plays romances maybe a bit more seriously in this story than something like Dragon Ball, because a lot of people compare it to, well, Hancock's like the Chi-Chi to his Goku or whatever. It's like, I don't think that Oda's going to do that. I think she's more so for the gag, but I think that in the story she will have a serious plotline just because Oda hyped it up in an interview recently talking about Sabo, Vivi, Hancock, and I do think it comes back to the fact that she was being hunted, right? Fact that she has a past as a slave of the Celestial Dragon, so they may want her back for reasons. Fact that we probably will want incentives for Luffy to go to the world government, and get involved in the final war, so Hancock could be one of those incentives. Keenan says, can't watch this because I'm in this fantasy football draft, but this might be the best VOD ever considering the nature of this stream. Can't wait. I'll say this. I have no idea what's going to happen. I literally have no idea. Here's how this came about. All right, so as you know, the guys that run Morj Unleashed, let me put a link to that real quick. Morj Unleashed, that's the highlights channel. All the best bits of streams get taken, edited together, put into a far more entertaining piece of content called, it's on the channel called Morj Unleashed, all right? Y'all can go check it out there. That is where you find the stream highlights. And these guys, they come up with some ideas for the streams. Now, you might be thinking, as many of you, I'm sure, assume, you must naturally assume, Morj, you must be the brains behind this whole operation. Of course you would assume that. And you know what? You would be right. But once in a blue moon, someone other than me has a good idea. And you know what? This AI thing, hats off to them. For once, they came up with something kind of good. So I got the tutorial. This might be really rough, guys. I got the brief tutorial on Friday. I mostly paid attention. I saved a video of them teaching me so that I could go back and look at it. I can't find this video. I don't know what folder I saved it in. So we're kind of going in, I won't say blind, but this is a very smart AI. It writes some interesting stuff. And all I could say is that I don't take any responsibility for what is written. It's not going to write any weird, like, racist stuff or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but for example, we typed in a question, who's stronger, Sanji or Jinbei? And it gave an answer that can only piss off, I guess, all fan bases. So I take no responsibility for what comes out of this AI's mouth. Ham says, hi, Morj, 39 degrees 7... What is that? Why do I have to read this? 39 degrees 7 Celsius, 6 degrees north, 125 degrees. No one knows what this means. I refuse to read it. You're talking about some coordinates. Dom says, haven't been able to make a stream in a while, but happy to finally catch one. Happy to see you again, Dom. Where do you think the Straw Hats are heading next? I mean, I would like to say Elbaf. Here's what I keep saying. All right? I would like to see the Straw Hats head to Elbaf. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see the Straw Hats head to Elbaf, but I swear that somebody somewhere was talking about Oda dropping some sort of a quote or something saying that it's Kid whose group is going to Elbaf, Luffy's going to Sphinx Island or something like that. I might be completely wrong. Will the AI make Wano fail, says Papa Dog Sucker. I am interested to see if this AI decides that the raid needs to fail. I would love to see that. Island Sanji says, man, Morj, me and the girl didn't work out. She lame. All right, so Island Sanji's arc has come full circle. We've watched him go through the phases of basically... Where did we start with this, right? We watched you, I think, first be like, okay, I'm into her. What do I do? Then I think we watched you... I forget the middle section of your story. But we got the final section, which is that it didn't work out. So... yeah, I guess the middle section wasn't that important. Parvision says, we just saw Morj glitch out. Parvision says, no quote, I haven't heard about that. All right, cool. Like the stream. Yeah, we're almost at 500 likes. If we get to 500 likes, that's when we start. Steal your skills, Tio says, yo, Morj, I've heard of it too. Yeah, can someone confirm, is there something out there about, Oda saying that we got Kid going to Elbaf next or something like that? Or is it just that some shit that was someone made up and then tweeted out? Okay, Billy Tatamir says, there have been maps of people guessing the geography of where everyone's going based on something. I don't know if the One Piece world map geography is going to be that tight that we can guess it like that. Phantom Greyfire says, I missed a super from Flame Emperor. He was a kickboxer who used a type of pyramid scheme to blow up his name and brand. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay. So that's the route, I guess, to becoming an internet personality. You got to be a kickboxer first and then pyramid scheme. I could do these things. Kickboxing into pyramid schemes. I've been wanting to run a pyramid scheme for a while, so that actually just fits right along the trajectory I was already interested in. Cosmic Turtle says, at what point in the arc do you think Oda decided to cut Wano short? I think it's really hard for me to say because, look, I think Oda ended Wano around where he wanted to end Wano, which was probably like 1,050 or so chapters in. Because if you look at the full arc, it's a clean 150 chapters from start to finish. It starts at 908, essentially, is when the opening curtain of Wano lifts, and then 1057 is where the curtain descends. So he did a clean 150 chapters. I don't think Oda cut Wano short, right, in terms of the overall length of it. I think the overall length is exactly what it was supposed to be. I think that he took a lot of shortcuts, I suppose, or cut a lot of threads or ideas that were going on because they couldn't fit in that length of time. But I don't think Wano was supposed to be longer. I think he just assumed that he could fit more into that 150 chapter time length, if that makes sense. So basically the things that we got at the end of the day are the things that Oda deemed most important to cover. And I don't know if those are the most important. All I'll say is I don't know if the fucking Isoni situation warranted 10 chapters or whatever the fuck it got. Jason Petit Frere says, I hope Law heads to Blackbeard's island, then proceeds to get destroyed by him so Blackbeard can steal his fruit. That would be interesting, but I don't know if that's next in line for Law necessarily. Big Bro Cook says, do you think Luffy's last interaction with Tama and all the ace connections in Wano were satisfying? No. Island Sanji says, time to find another one. Where are the nice women at? Not in this chat. Let me just say that. You're showing up to a One Piece chat where an AI rewrites the Wano arc. I don't know if this is where, you're going to find your prime target audience. Goomba Boomba says, the One Piece is real. Can we get much higher? Oh, we're at 500 likes. I didn't even notice. Yeah, we know the One Piece is real. If the One Piece wasn't real, I think a lot of us would be pretty pissed off that we spent 1,000 chapters reading this story. Lawdy10 says, I made a theory on my YouTube about Hancock getting captured, and it was well received on here, but on Reddit they attacked me. First and last time for me. All right. Good stuff. I don't know what to say. What's that theory I was supposed to read? Opening the borders of Wano country? I'll definitely read that at some point. Maybe this stream, depending on how long this AI thing takes. We got 500 likes. Yeah. Okay. All right, we can do it. We can do it. Let's see. Let me just make sure all the things are set up properly because usually I don't set these things up properly. What's the can we get higher thing? What am I missing here? He's not going to read it. If no one's explaining this to me, I'm just moving on. Sheriff Lafayette says, Dragon sent 4 of his guys into enemy territory with 2 admirals around while he had brunch. Luffy and Roger and Whitebeard would never do that. Yeah, Dragon is not looking exactly... He's not looking the best right now. I've said it before, but Dragon stocks have been really, really low as of late. I'm sure that Oda's going to pump those stocks back up as we get to a certain point in the story. But, that's a Kanye reference. All right. Mr. Crescent says, will Dofi join Cross Guild somehow, and will they be an ally to the Strats in the final war, or will we get 1v1 fights between them, except maybe Buggy? Doflamingo's just such a bad person. Like, Cross Guild, here's the thing. With Cross Guild, it's a mix of characters that are... Okay, Mihawk, we feel like he's not a bad person. He's not a good person. He's just a person, okay? Buggy is a bad person, but just so much of a non-threat that we view him as a good person because it's funny. Not even a good person. He's just so... It's like a baby, right? Like, it doesn't matter if the baby's a good or bad person. It's a baby. It's harmless, basically, right? Crocodile's a real bad person, but it was so far back that most of us have kind of hand-waved that away. God knows how many innocent people died during Crocodile's time in Alabasta. God knows how many people died in the civil war that he caused. This dude literally caused a civil war involving millions and millions of people. It's actually up there with one of the worst things that anyone has ever done in One Piece. And he was really, really happy about it, too. If you go back and read, like, chapter 200... where he's making fun of Vivi and shit, and then laughing at her and then dropping her off the building. Crocodile's a very bad dude, right? But it was so long ago, most of us forgot. The last thing most of us remember is Crocodile helping out and being a good guy at Marineford, mostly just because he hates the world government more than he hates, other pirates and stuff like that. So he's not a good guy. But Cross Guild, for the most part, it's made up of people that we view as likable at this point in time. Doflamingo was a bad guy, an extremely bad guy, and very recently a very bad guy. I don't know if Doflamingo fits in with the Cross Guild gang. I think it becomes a lot less funny when Doflamingo's involved. I think it just kind of becomes more like, I don't know, like Buggy will say some scheme like, hey, let's hunt these Marines or something. Like, let's lay a trap for these Marines. And Crocodile will be like, all right, here's how we do it. And Mihawk's like, all right, call me when it's time. And Doflamingo will say something like, yeah, and then like let's feed them these fruits that'll make them laugh forever and they'll not be able to express any other emotions. And then we'll turn them into puppets. Oh, and my kid Sugar can touch them so that everyone they know and love forgets about them. Ha 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 ha. How about that? And then everyone will look at him and be like, that's pretty weird. We don't know if that's the vibe that we're going for here. Mr. Crescent, no, we covered you. That's actually what we just talked about. Andrew McCarthy says, some of it was because the Strats need to fight someone. Sasaki to get back at Denjer for tying him up. Killer seems too strong for Hawkins, other than the kid thing. Plus, he could earn $1 billion. Yeah, I could see that. Rearranging the matchups could have been cool. Anuj Agarwal says, don't look it up, Morj. Also, it's good to be back. Yeah, thanks, Anuj. Good to have you back, man. Wait, you've been around. I don't know. I don't remember now. Alan Sanji says, it's a OP meme that's been going viral so high. All right, I don't care. Let's do the AI thing. Let me pop out chat. Hold on. I got to do my setups because you guys know I only have one monitor because, I swear, next time you see me, I'll have 2 monitors. I won't forget again. I will order it on Amazon right after this. Le Beaver says it's a meme of Howard from Better Call from Better Call Saul saying the One Piece is real, then showing naked One Piece pictures and playing Kanye. Can we get much higher? Cool. Good to know. All right. We got everything good here? Is everything set up? Is everything set up? All right. Let me try and do my smooth streamer transition from this setup to the other setup. I've never successfully done this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's pretty good. First try. Pretty good. All right. I need to be praised for that. I need to be praised. Everybody tell me I did a good job. I need to hear I did a good job. Enough about this high thing. Hurry up. I need positive reinforcement. I made that theory, Morj. Law is going to Elbaf, Kid is going to Hachinosu, and Luffy's going to Sphinx Island. I hope my theory is true. Oh, it was a theory. Okay, it wasn't something, okay. Cool. Good job. That was incredible. Good boy. People saying they're proud of me. All right. 7 out of 10. I'll take it. That's better than Wano. All right, let's do it. Okay, enough positive reinforcement. It'll go to my head. Enough of that. All right. You should not reward me for doing the bare minimum. Anyone should be able to do that. Come on, guys. Get it together. All right. So here's how it's going to work. First of all, I need you all to try something. Okay? Try this real quick. Last time we had I'll get to this doc in a second. All right? But last time, we're going to be using this Google Doc. It's empty right now, but it will be used. Last time we had an issue, I opened up a Google Doc, and we had some of you kids copying the address in here word for word, and then coming in and trying to type your own stuff. Okay? We don't want that this time. So this time, I've locked the document. At least I think I have. I need some of you kids to test it out. All right? So if I copy this and I paste it right here, are you people able to access that? Give it a try. Try it right now. Click it, go in, type whatever you want, D's nuts, whatever your creative, brilliant minds put together. Go for it. Can you do it? No? Is this a protected, encrypted document? All right, there we go. Access denied. Access denied. Access denied. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's called learning. I'm like an AI. I learn as I go. All right, let's go. Here's how this thing works as far as I understand. So, if we type in something simple, what's something simple, okay? Luffy and Zoro run into, I don't know, dragon, okay? So if I type this, what's gonna happen? The two pirates are quickly surrounded. Whoa, 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 whoa. It pumped out a lot of shit. A little disappointing. It did not realize that it's talking about dragon. Let me try it again. Let's say, okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Not dragon, let's say Akainu. That's a better example. Okay, so here we go. Nice example right here. This is a pretty fucking smart AI. What the hell is it? Why is it not stopping? Stop it. Stop. Okay. Okay. I don't have control over this. That's how technology works. It gains a mind of its own. Adrian Hakeem says, is it safe to say we won't get any new crewmates? I think we might get one more. Just because of that 10 number that Luffy threw out a while ago. Luffy and Zoro run into Akainu. Akainu says, stop right there. Luffy and Zoro surprised. You two are wanted criminals. Surrender now and come quietly. Never. Akainu says, then you leave me no choice. Akainu attacks, but Luffy and Zoro dodge. Luffy and Zoro, oh my god, it's actually got some combo attacks written in here. Gomu Gomu no Jet Pistol and Onigiri. Okay, Akainu is hit and falls back. So this AI scales Luffy above Akainu. Well, Luffy and Zoro together above Akainu. Akainu says you'll pay for that. Akainu attacks, but Luffy and Zoro dodge again. Damn, Zoro's got better observation hockey than Akainu. Luffy and Zoro, okay, it's getting a little repetitive here because it has them do the same move again. So it really likes the Gomu Gomu no Jet Pistol and Onigiri combo. Akainu is hit again and falls back. All right, this AI likes that loop. This is Akainu, it's self-aware. Akainu says, this is getting nowhere. I'll just have to finish this myself. Who else was going to finish it? Akainu uses the Devil Fruit power to create a giant wave of magma. Luffy and Zoro, exclamation point. You know, that's not the AI being dumb. There are plenty of manga panels that are just exclamation points. The wave is about to hit them, but someone says Gomu Gomu no Gear Second. The someone uses Gear Second to run up the wave and kicks. Alright, so this AI does not know that Luffy is the only person that uses gears. But its heart is in the right place. I think it's implying that maybe Sanji used Gear Second and ran up and kicked. But it just says the someone uses Gear Second to run up the wave and kicks. Mr. Fan09 says, okay, it wasn't a theory. It was a magazine that had a map of the world islands and named those named islands, which aligned with where the crews are now heading. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. So I'm going to run with that at the moment, that the Straw Hats, I guess, are headed to Sphinx Island. You guys get the idea of the AI. I get the idea of the AI. Yeah, it just does AI things, basically. Okay, here was the reason that I opened up this Google document. Because as was explained to me by my highlights guys, basically, I have to copy and paste stuff into here. Otherwise, the AI will slowly get overloaded as I keep adding too much info here. So we'll be saving our complete story right here. Anyway, you guys get the gist of it. Phantom Greyfire says, Morj, turn on slow mode. Do I have to? Slow mode's so complicated. All right, okay, hold on. Watch this. Watch me turn on slow mode. How do I do it again, though? Fuck. Customization. Okay, there we go. Slow mode. There we go. Short Floppy says, do you think Vivi will go to Laugh Tale? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Slow mode is on, so now you guys can only spam your stupid shit every 10 seconds. Jason Joestar says, right about the Sphinx Island, so we predict Oda. Okay. All right, here we go. So, we're going to start off, here's how we're going to start. We're going to start off like this, which is basically, I guess we start with the way Wano normally started, and we'll let things kind of progress from there. If you guys have contributions, I guess certain supers can probably be added to this. We'll see as we go. We'll see what's reasonable as we go. Yeah, we're getting it started. This is how you build to it. You build to it. Shut up. All right. How did Wano start? Wano started chapter 1. Okay. Luffy, we're gonna skip the part where they get stuck in the bad weather and shit like that, right? So Luffy lands on Wano. He sees Tama being chased by, I guess we just say, bad guys? Basic start. Luffy says, who are you? Tama says, I'm Tama. I'm from the Kazuki clan. Kazuki. Yes, my family is the ruling clan of Wano. All right. Wait, what? No. Okay, Luffy says, that's not true. He says the shogun of Wano is Kazuki Oden. Tama says Oden was our shogun, but he was betrayed and killed 20 years ago. Luffy says, what? My family has been in hiding since then, but we're going to come out of hiding and take back what's rightfully ours. Luffy says, I see. I'm going to help you. Thank you, Luffy. This is actually very close to how Wano actually started, aside from Tama not being a member of the Kazuki family. But we're going to roll with this. All right, so Tama says, thank you, Luffy. Why is this bold? The bad guys try to hit Tama, which is also true, with a giant boulder, but Luffy blocks it with his body and is injured. All right, none of this makes any sense. We're going to assume that the AI has gone off the rails at this point, so we have to reset it a little bit. Oh, shit. There we go. So this is what we're working with so far. Day 1, Act 1 of Wano. Apollina Top Hat says, make it so Uta replaces Yamato and joins the crew. Luffy and Tama defeat the bad guys. Then Uta appears. Uta, I'm going to take Tama back now. Luffy says, no, Tama is my friend. Uta says, sorry, but I can't let you keep her. Luffy says, I'll fight you for her. Uta says, okay, let's go. After a long and difficult battle, Uta finally defeats Luffy. This AI is really convinced that Luffy is not that strong. Because if you remember, the bad guys tried to hit Tama with a giant boulder, but Luffy blocked it with his body and injured. So he's injured by some random henchmen who hit him with a boulder. It's basically the only thing his ability is really good for defensively is not getting beat up by boulders and shit. Also, he just lost to Uta. Uta says, I'm sorry, but Tama belongs with Lee. Luffy says, no, Tama, don't go. Uta takes Tama, and Tama is no longer in Wano. Let's see how Wano works without Tama. Does the AI understand that? Okay. That's it. That's it for Tama. So this is where we're at this point. All right. So not much has changed so far in Wano other than Tama is no longer there. Tama is no longer there. All right. So we're moving along. We didn't need Tama, I guess, at the end of the day. And we don't have Uta anymore. So what happens next? Guys, what happened next in Wano? I'm trying to keep it kind of close to the script to start with. Luffy runs into Zoro, right? Luffy runs into Zoro, and they see Hawkins. Hawkins wants to fight. This is all correct. Canonically accurate. Zoro says he'll fight him with a sword, but then Zoro says he doesn't want to fight. Brilliant writing. Hawkins tries to attack Zoro with a knife, but Zoro cuts him. Okay, Zoro doesn't want to fight. The AI is very convinced about that, but Hawkins keeps attacking. Zoro finally cuts him and Hawkins falls over. This is also very close to what actually happened, and it sounds about par for the course for Hawkins. Also, why is it that sometimes this AI dumps out like this long-ass why is it this huge dense paragraph, but earlier it was just like a series of quick bits of dialogue that made no sense. Moving on. The Marine ship arrives, and the Marines start attacking the Straw Hats. The AI does not know that Wano is an impenetrable fortress. The Straw Hats run away, and Luffy tells Zoro to go with them. The AI also treats the Straw Hats as very weak. Okay, so the Straw Hats run away. Luffy tells Zoro to go with them. Go with who? With the Marines? Oh, go with the Straw Hats. Luffy tells Zoro that he'll take care of Hawkins. Didn't Hawkins already fall over? How much do they need to beat up on Hawkins? Zoro says he'll fight with him, but Luffy says he'll take care of him. This is the same line. Zoro says he doesn't want to... Guys, in case you didn't notice, Zoro really doesn't want to fight. Zoro says he'll fight him, but Zoro says he doesn't want to fight. Zoro doesn't want to fight. Zoro doesn't want to fight. Zoro finally agrees, and they start fighting. Hawkins is using his power to make the Marine ship move. That's not one of his powers. The ship starts moving the Straw Hats. The ship starts moving towards the Straw Hats. Zoro and Luffy are still fighting. Who are they fighting? Unclear at this point. The Marine ship is about to hit the Straw Hats, but Zoro and Luffy stop fighting, and Zoro cuts the ship in half. That's canonically accurate. Zoro does do stuff like that. The ship sinks, and the Marines are defeated. Yay! The Straw Hats are happy that they won. They all hug each other and celebrate. Zoro and Luffy are also happy. Zoro says that we'll never know what he says. He says that he just doesn't want to fight. Okay, so basically nothing has happened so far. Nothing has happened so far. This is still Act 1 of Wano. Fuck. Paste? There we go. Nothing has happened. All right? The summary of Act 1 so far is this. For those of you tuning in right now. Luffy has landed on Wano. He met Tama, but Uta showed up, captured Tama, and Luffy got hit with a boulder and kind of got injured, but it didn't matter. Tama is now out of the story. Luffy runs into Zoro. They beat up Hawkins and some Marines. All the Straw Hats hug and celebrate, and they're basically kind of happy about it. Nasir Bakari says, can you have Luffy say the One Piece is real? Yeah, sure. Luffy tells Zoro the One Piece is real. After the latter had just awakened from a coma. The One Piece is an ancient treasure. Guys, listen up. Listen up. You might not know this. The One Piece is an ancient treasure that is said to grant any wish to whoever finds it. What the fuck? It is not the... Does it think it's the Dragon Balls? It is the central focus of the series. I love how this AI gets things like a solid 50% of the way there. But it also just says some random bizarre shit. Like, why was Zoro in a coma? Why does it think that it can grant any wish to whoever finds it? It's the central focus of the series. Okay, and I'll throw this in. Can we get much higher? So high. Luffy. Can we get much higher? After defeating Crocodile. This is a reference to the song Can We Get Much Higher by DJ Khaled. You guys told me it was Kanye. Stop taking advantage of my lack of knowledge of certain pop culture things. Cool. So it's by DJ Khaled. And if you guys tell me it's by Kanye, who am I going to believe? A sentient robot? Or you bozos in chat? Alright. I guess we're adding this part to the story too. Literally, the plot has not progressed one bit. I'm beginning to gain a lot more respect for Oda and how he handled Wano, because this AI has made a real mess of things so far. So far, okay, Hawkins has still been defeated. Check. They also got some Marines out of the way as well. Arthur Merla says, Luffy, Zoro, I'm your father. Luffy says, Zoro, I'm your father. This is not part of the Wano story, but we're just going to see what happens. I'm just curious. Luffy tells Zoro, I am your father. I'm just curious to see what happens. An attempt to get him to pursue a life of being a pirate. That actually does happen. That's what he's trying to do at the beginning of the story. I'm your father is a phrase made famous by the Star Wars movies. In the movies, this phrase is used by Darth Vader to reveal to Luke Skywalker that he is his father. In the context of One Piece, this phrase would be used by Luffy to tell Zoro that he is his father figure. All right. I like that the AI is trying to make some sort of a logical connection between A and B here. I think it's more so trying to make sense of what I'm typing for itself. This would be a way to convince Zoro to pursue a life of being a pirate, as that is what Luffy wants for him. Yeah, this isn't going into our version of Wano. All right? That doesn't fit with the flow of the story. All right? Luffy would never tell Zoro that, because Zoro's already a pirate. So, so far, Luffy recently defeated... Okay, we got Hawkins out of the way. We got Crocodile out of the way. Again, we got some Marines out of the way. Where are we at? The interesting shit, all right? Kaido shows up. Kaido shows up in the village Luffy is in. I don't want to give, like, the special names and stuff like that, or, like, you know, the Bakura town and stuff like that, because or I wonder what happens. Shows up in Bakura town and sees Luffy. And Luffy hits him. Let's be very accurate. Let's see if the AI still has Kaido put Luffy in jail. With a Haki imbued punch, accurate, only for Kaido to get back up with no damage. Accurate. Kaido is a low gift. And the AI lost it. All right. So, guys, Kaido, in case you didn't know, this is why we never saw Kaido's Zoan Awakening. It's because he had a fucking Logia Devil Fruit this entire time. Meaning he can transform into the element he controls, which is most likely air. So, the Devil Fruit is just not revealed to us. We don't actually know, but it's most likely air. Kaido is one of the Yonko, correct? He has a bounty of over 1 billion berries. Yeah, that and some change. Kaido is one of the most powerful characters in the series. Yep. Kaido is the captain of the Beast Parts. Yet Kaido is one of the antagonists of the series. This is fucking dumb. This is all stuff that I think... Tell me, this isn't a story. This is just exposition. It's not even exposition. It's just like... All right. I'm going to cut all of this. Chopping all of that. Kaido hits Luffy. What happens now? With a Haki imbued kick, only for Luffy to get back up with no damage. Keep in mind, the bad guys, the random henchmen that were harassing Tama, hit Luffy with a boulder, and Luffy got injured by that. But a full-powered hit by Kaido, imbued with Haki, one of the 4 Yonko with a bounty of 4.6 billion berries, one of the most powerful devil fruits of the series, a Logia. His Haki-imbued kick did no damage to Luffy. Also, for those of you who didn't know, Kaido has the power to transform into different animals, because that's what the Air Logia lets you do. Okay. Roshan Young says, Morj, this AI sucks. We're not going to disrespect Kanye like that, giving the Wapple of the real world credit for his genius. It's intro to MBT DTF Dark Fantasy. All right, well, look, this is what the AI says. What the AI says goes. Take it up with him. Or her. We don't really know. Okay, so Kaido... Fuck, I guess this stuff's going in the story. So far, Luffy and Kaido, it's been going back and forth. I want Kaido to... Does Luffy not lose in this either? Is there no failure in the AI's version of Wano either? Kaido defeats Luffy. I'm taking matters into my own hands. Kaido defeats Luffy. Kaido is one of... Shut the fuck up! I know what he is. There's no doubt that Kaido would be able to defeat Luffy in a fight. Okay, Kaido's faster, stronger, and more experienced than Luffy. He would be able to defeat Luffy with ease. Alright, we're... just for the sake of progress, we're just gonna use this. We're gonna use this. This isn't a story. This is just a justification of what I said happened. Alright. Guys, Wano's rating is going up so much higher in my book right now. This is... Because this is what we could have gotten. This is the version of the story we could have gotten. We could have gotten Luffy showing up, Uta showing up chapter 1, Luffy getting injured by a boulder from random fodders. No Tama. I guess that's kind of upsetting. So no Tama. Hawkins still loses, but after a really convoluted series of back and forths from Zoro wanting to fight and not wanting to fight. Zoro was in a coma. We've got to listen to songs by DJ Khaled. We got to listen to the narrator explain who Kaido is 50 times to us. And then I need to write in personally that Kaido defeats Luffy. All right. If the AI had it his way, Luffy would not lose to Kaido, it looks like. Behenort says, Luffy says, I won't let you be the world's greatest swordsman. So Zoro's unprotected gay sex with Luffy. Yeah, we can throw that in. For a second, I was like, do we want to make that kind of story? But let's just see what happens. This is not... Okay, so Zoro doesn't want it. Your gay fan fiction was promptly rejected by this AI. Zoro will not be having unprotected gay sex with Luffy. He would much rather have a fair fight with someone who is equally skilled. So I don't know if that's saying that Luffy is not skilled enough for Zoro, or if Zoro just doesn't want to have gay sex, period. He would just rather have a fair fight with someone. All right, so the AI basically negated that chapter of the story. Let's get back on track. Luffy is defeated. I still want Luffy to go to Udon Prison. Kaido takes Luffy. Luffy is sent to Udon Prison. Luffy is sent to Udon Prison. And what I want to see are some golden interactions, some actually meaningful interactions between Luffy and Kid. Let's see if this AI can produce some character writing for Kid during Udon Prison Mines. Luffy sent to Udon Prison after being captured by the Marines. God damn it. No, we beat the Marines. We already defeated the Marines. Does this AI not remember? They beat the Marines and then all the Straw Hats hugged. That was really important. The ship sinks, the Marines are defeated, the Straw Hats all hug. This AI, I forgot about that. All right. He is placed in a cell with other prisoners where he befriends a man named Inuarashi. It's so close. This AI is so close to making sense. The two of them eventually escape from prison, and Inuarashi joins Luffy's crew. Luffy is put back in prison. He's put back in prison after being captured by the Marines again. He's placed in a different cell this time and meets a man named Ryuma. No, he needs to meet Kid. Make him meet Kid. The two of them become friends and escape from prison together. Why is Luffy sentenced to death when he just escaped prison? He's sentenced to death after being captured by the Marines again. He is placed in a cell with other prisoners where he meets a man named Emporia Ivankov. The two of them escape from prison together and Ivankov joins Luffy's crew. Holy shit. What the fuck? All right, so we got Inuarashi and Ivankov joining the crew. Ryuma's still alive, and the two of them become friends. Luffy did not invite him to the crew, though. So for some reason, it's just Inuarashi and Ivankov. All right, that's fine. Guess we're not meeting Kid there. I have to write some shit in for Kid. Kid is in Udon, and he... Morj, that's the real Luffy-Ryuma parallel. Yeah. Kid is in Udon, and he gets character development. Let's see if we can just force this shit to happen. Kid has a lot of development in Udon. He starts out as a small, weak child who is constantly getting bullied. All right. However, as the series progresses, so Kid spends apparently most of the series in Udon, Kid slowly becomes more confident and stronger, both physically and mentally. All right. He even begins to stand up for himself and others. Oh, this is very sweet. So Kid was a bullied little kid for a while, and eventually becomes the leader of his own group of friends. All right? What happens when Kid meets Luffy? Kid first meets Luffy in Udon, not in the first 3 times around. So this is a separate time, a separate stint of Luffy's in Udon. So Kid meets Luffy in Udon and joins his crew. God damn it. This AI is upset. It believes that anyone that Luffy meets in Udon is supposed to join his crew, except for Ryuma for some reason, who did not get the invite. For some reason, Luffy got sentenced to death after meeting Ryuma, so that was a bit of a pattern breaker. Kid first, okay, while the latter saves him from some bullies, so Kid was still getting, so the kid was still getting bullied. Even though he began to stand up for himself and others and became a leader of his own group of friends, he was still getting bullied, and Luffy kind of had to save him. Kid is immediately impressed by Luffy's strength and courage and decides to join his crew. All right, so we get the backstory for Kid joining his crew right here. From then on, Kid becomes one of Luffy's closest friends and allies, and they fight together against many powerful enemies. Fuck me, this is actually getting close to the actual Wano plot. Is it always doomed to just end up the same way? Is this kind of like, what's his face? Doctor Strange seeing all those possibilities? He's like, they all lead to our defeat, except one? What's the one? What's the one that doesn't lead us to getting the same story as Wano? Udon is the setting for the Marineford arc, in case you all didn't know. The Marineford arc is one of the most important arcs in the series. It is here that Ace is executed and Whitebeard is killed. Why is it just so accurate sometimes? This arc also features some of the most intense battles in the series, as well as a great deal of development for many characters, including Kid. Not true. Alright, we're going to chop this part. We now got Luffy and Kid on the same crew. Kid's character development was that he was bullied, but now he's not. That's better than what he actually got at the end of the day. Now throw in the Ice Oni, says Joy Boy. Alright. No, Ice Onis come later. What else? What were the key important things that happened before we got to Act 3? What were the key important things that happened? By the way, I'm going to at some point just... we're going to test what happens if the raid fails. At some point, we're testing what happens if the raid fails, but we're just not quite there yet story-wise. Queen is thin and actually popular? No. What's the next key ingredient? Jason Joestar says, what about Killer? Kid and Killer join Luffy's crew. I can only imagine that Killer would have joined as well. So let's imagine Killer joined after Luffy saved them from Kaido. It's about the same beats as what we've been getting so far. Hockey Bloom, Toki's dad, Odin flashback, Prison Break, the Smile Fruit, Odin flashback, Yasu's death. Okay, you know what? These are all like, I can't tell what's the main stuff. Okay, let's say Zoro picks up Enma. Zoro gets Enma. Nasir Bakari says Whitebeard with pants down and says One Piece is real. Just because I'm curious of what'll happen, we'll get back to Zoro and Enma in a second. Alright, Whitebeard takes off his pants and says the One Piece is real. Let's just see. Oh, Big Mom, we gotta do that. This is a reference to the popular internet meme, Pantsless Pirate. Wow. Brilliant. All right. Big Mom is important. I think a bit more important than Zoro and Enma. Big Mom comes to Wano. All right, so she's actually not going to make it, appears. It appears she's not going to make it during the main storyline of Wano. She'll be arriving in the next few days. She will be bringing with her an army of pirates. She's after the treasure that is hidden on Wano, and she will stop at nothing to get it. Luffy and the others will have to find a way to stop her before she gets her hands on the treasure. This shit is close, because we know that Big Mom showed up to Wano. We know that she's interested in the One Piece. She believes the One Piece is in Wano. You know what? Fine. We'll keep Big Mom and Wano. Big Mom shows up to Wano. She makes it to the story. She makes it to the final cut. All right. So we got some shit rolling. Zoro gets Enma. No, I want to see what happens when Zoro meets Hiyori. Let's see if it can write up a bit of a romance. Can it come up with some sort of a romantic storyline here? Better than what Oda did. Luis Sumares says, I'm late. How does this work? It doesn't. Zoro first meets Hiyori when Sanji... How come sometimes it's got so much shit to say? Does this AI just really like writing romantic fanfics? Like, sometimes it just gets really into it. Other times it's like, oh, Luffy fights Kaido. Hey, did you know Kaido's got 4.6 billion berry bounty? Hey, did you know that Kaido's got a air Logia? Hey, that's all I got for you here. How come sometimes it's just like, all right, let me whip up some real juicy shit. Zoro first meets Hiyori when he, Sanji, and Brook are brought to the Ryukyu Palace to meet with the ministers. This did happen. It's just clearly mistaking Hiyori for Shirahoshi. Hiyori initially mistakes Zoro for a monster. It's a common thing in the series, but is quickly relieved when she sees that he is actually a human. Oh, so she literally thought that he's a monster. She looked at him and was literally like, oh my god, is this some sort of a weird Hydra mutant freak? Oh no, on closer inspection, it's actually just a normal person. Hiyori later accompanies the Straw Hats on their journey to the surface, and she's very impressed. She literally, it just thinks it's Shirahoshi. She's impressed by Zoro's swordsmanship, sure. She seems to be fond of him. Okay, correct. As she's always seen smiling whenever she's around him. Okay. This is just... Okay, hold on. So, keep in mind, she's later seen attending a banquet in the honor of the Straw Hats and is seen sitting next to Zoro. It then says the following events are non-canon, and therefore not considered part of the canon story, as though everything else it just said was canon as fuck. It's just like, okay, but the next bit, though, the next bit might not be 100% legit. Zoro versus Hody Jones. Ironically, this part is fucking canon. This did happen. After it's just like, my version of events is canon. Some real shit that might have actually happened in the manga and anime, we're going to call that non-canon. This is a very arrogant AI. Alright, after the Straw Hats defeat the New Fisherman Pirates, they return to Ryukyu Palace. Zoro is then seen sparring with Hiyori, and he easily defeats her. Why did he... Now it's mixing her up with Tashigi. However, their match is interrupted by Hody Jones, who challenges Zoro to a fight. Zoro initially refuses, but is eventually convinced by Sanji to fight him. This AI really thinks that Zoro never wants to fight. It says Zoro initially refuses here, right? Same shit with Hawkins. Zoro says he doesn't want to fight. Zoro says he'll fight with him. Zoro says he doesn't want to fight. Why does it always thinks Zoro doesn't want to fight? All right. This stuff is not important. I'll keep a little bit of it. It doesn't really affect the plot of Wano. Zoro needs to get Enma. That's what's important here. Are we still... What act are we in? We're in Act 2 right now, right? Zoro gets Enma. Enma is the king of hell in Buddhist mythology. He's also known as Yama. Okay, I guess Zoro doesn't get Enma in our version of the story. That's fine. Actually, might be for the better. Okay, so no Enma. Hiyori is now a mix of Shirahoshi and Tashigi. Zoro never wants to fight. And Big Mom is in Wano. Well, she's showing up in the next few days. I think we've got the whole table set. Is there anything else important that happened in Act 2? Yasue dies? Let's say Yasue dies. Yasue dies. Radom says, this AI read Jaya and assumed that should be enough character information for Zoro. Did Zoro really not want to fight in Jaya? Yeah, I think that was the one arc where Zoro really didn't want to fight. Yasue dies after being betrayed by Oden. He was captured by Kaido and was going to be executed. Okay, so Oden's a bad guy in our version of events. That's an interesting twist. Oden is a bad guy. Let's see if this prompts anything. But his mother is worse. And just in case that wasn't clear, Oden is a bad guy, but his mother is even worse. All right, cool. So we don't actually have to worry too much about Oden and his storyline in this version of events. He's just a bad guy. Does Oden fight Kaido? Terrasai says Morj isn't doing it correctly. Oh yeah? How should I be? Ruff Singh says Bot doesn't seem to have any Wano information. Kaido fights Oden. Let's see what it says to that. Okay, the bot really, really doesn't like Oden. So Oden and Kaido have a long history together. They were both part of the Rocks Pirates, a ruthless band of pirates who terrorized the New World. Kaido was the first mate, and Oden was the captain of a crew called the Rocks Pirates. Why it was called the Rocks Pirates, we'll never know. It was the Odin Pirates. Odin was captured by the world government and executed, but not before he managed to fatally wound Kaido. That part is still canon. Kaido vowed to get his revenge on Odin, and he finally got his chance when he encountered Odin's son, Momonosuke, on an island in the New World. I'm surprised it was right about that. Kaido fought Momonosuke, but was eventually defeated. Kaido was then forced to retreat, vowing to get his revenge on Odin's son. Kaido versus Odin. They faced each other again. This is all right. We'll just throw this stuff in. It's just backstory. It doesn't really matter. Someone's telling me I should end things with add more text before you ask it to generate, given more details. All right. Cushion's telling me to do that. Let's try that. Okay. The alliance of the Straw Hat Pirates, the Red Scabbards, and the Minks gather together. They are going to Onigashima to fight Kaido and the Beast Pirates. And then, does this work? There are other 9 pirates who are also going to fight Kaido. Yes! Let's get the supernovas in here. The 9 other pirates are the same ones who were trying to kill Luffy. Okay, not technically true. Their names are Basil Hawkins. Well, he was. X-Drake, Kid. No, Kid's part of Luffy's crew now. Capone Beige, Scratchman Apu, Jewelry Bonnie, Killer, Uruj, and Trafalgar Law. The battle has begun, and there are many casualties on both sides. Oh, we're getting right into it. The Minks are fighting the Beast Pirates, and the other pirates are fighting each other. Okay? The battle is fierce, and there's a lot of blood being shed. The Minks are losing, and the other pirates are winning. Kaido is fighting Kaido, and he's losing. Kaido's about to kill him when he is saved by Sanji. Sanji tells Luffy to run, and he does. I like this. All right, so the good guys are losing here. Luffy's running away from Kaido, and he's being chased by the Beast Pirates. He's saved by Zoro, and they both escape. The battle's over, and the Minks have lost. The other pirates have won, and Kaido's still alive. This sounds to me like the raid failed. Ivan back from the card shop says, we're not going to talk about Momo beating Kaido. Did he beat Kaido? Did I miss that in its last thing that was generated? I like this. Okay, can we talk about this setup for a second? So the other supernovas show up. There's a battle royale. Minks, who's fighting who doesn't really matter. The battle is fierce. There's a lot of blood being shed. I don't remember a lot of blood being shed in the actual Wano storyline. I don't remember a lot of blood being shed. It was more so like a Mickey Mouse sort of a battle. The raid essentially failed. KM's all fucking day says the AI just wrote its first One Piece movie. Yeah, pretty much. This sounds a bit like One Piece Stampede to me, by the way, with just Kaido taking the place of Bullet. The raid failed in the AI's version. Luffy is fighting Kaido. He loses. Kaido is about to kill him. Saved by Sanji. Doesn't matter. Great. Luffy running away from Kaido. Being chased by the Beast Pirates. He's saved by Zoro. They escape. The battle's over. The Minks have lost. Sounds to me like everybody lost. But the other pirates have won. Kaido's... Okay. I like this. Okay. Let's see if we can push it a little bit further. It appears the raid on Onigashima failed. And then... let's see if this breaks it. I hope this doesn't break it. Miss Super from KM's all fucking day. Make Chopper get a decent bounty. I don't know if that's going to happen even in the AI's version. The JM Lou 11 says, can we admit Kid and Law claiming to be rivals to Luffy is just a joke? Dude, it would be the same as Zushi trying to claim to be a rival to Gon and Killua. Yeah, it's... the Kid and Law rival... it just seems so unnecessary. It seems so forced to me because it's just like... it's not even that it's not even close. It's not even close to being close. Does that make sense? Like, the gap is so big. It's indescribable. It's like the Luffy that showed up in chapter 1000, in 1010, right? From the moment chapter 1010 happened, Luffy was way stronger than Kid and Law, and he would probably beat them both at the same time. Considering I put Luffy above Big Mom right now, for sure, and Kid and Law barely beat Big Mom with a lot of other outside shit going their way, like the bombs detonating and stuff like that. In a straight fight, I don't really see either of them getting the better of Big Mom, and Luffy has much better observation hockey than anything Big Mom has shown, so it'd be a lot harder for either of them to get like team or combo trick attacks off on him, right? So from chapter 1010, Luffy was not just stronger than either of them. He was stronger than, I would say, both of them combined. And then since that point, right, he got gear 5th. So it's like, even that, like, from the first major power-up Luffy got in the arc, he was light years ahead of Kid and Law, right? And then he got another legendary power-up on top of that. And, like, kids walking around with a railgun as his best thing. And it's like, he only even got a shot off while Big Mom was already vulnerable on the ground. And it clearly took him some time to set. I don't know. It's just such a joke of a rivalry. It's not entertaining to me at all. Like, to me, it's kind of just like, if you want to give Luffy a rival, why not just play up more so the Luffy Blackbeard rivalry at the end of the day? Either make Kid stronger or play up the Luffy Blackbeard rivalry more, right? Because that's the rivalry that ultimately matters. It's just that it's so hateful that it's not the fun anime rivalry I guess you get. But that's Luffy's real rival for Pirate King at the end of the day, right? And Blackbeard's a character that's actually close, right? Like, Luffy and Blackbeard, that's an interesting matchup no matter how you spin it. Ivan back from the card shop says, can we get Carrot versus Sparrow Sparrow? I wonder what it thinks of that. Let's see what it says here first. I hope I didn't break it. There's a big explosion. The island is destroyed. Okay, so Onigashima is done. The Straw Hats are the only ones who survived. The rest of the Straw Hat Pirates and the Minks are dead. Okay, so R.I.P. Ivankov who joined. R.I.P. Inuarashi who joined. R.I.P. Kid and Killer who joined. Who the fuck else is it talking about? Does Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Chopper, Robin, Brook, Frankie, and Jinbei survived? The rest of the Straw Hat Pirates and the Minks are dead. That is very brutal. That is more brutal than I would have expected for the raid failing. They're not really any other Straw Hat Pirates, but God knows what this AI is thinking of when it says that. Luffy is sad and he blames himself for the death of his friends. He says he will never forget Kaido and he will never... Guys, can we read this? I like this section. It's not perfectly written by any means, but I really like... Come on, this is nice. Imagine if something along these lines had happened in the story, right? Luffy's running away from Kaido. The battle's over. The Minks have lost. It appears the raid on Onigashima failed. Nice, nice. The Straw Hats survive, but there are many casualties, right? Luffy is sad, and he blames himself for the death of his friends. So Luffy's actually sad. Keep in mind, at no point over the course of the entire Wano arc could you ever say that Luffy was sad, that he was down about something, that he was actually upset about certain events that had transpired. Wano was a cakewalk for Luffy. He was happy from start to finish. He got angry at points, but angry is not the same as being actually sad, shaken up, hurt, spirit down, you know, things that we've seen from Luffy in many, many other arcs throughout the story, right? I want to see this man down for a little bit, just a little bit. He says he will never forgive Kaido and he will never stop fighting until he defeats him. So now we got a motivation that's based on something, right? It's based on some degree of trauma, some degree of emotional hurt, emotional pain. This is much more meaningful, in my opinion, than Luffy, I don't know, waking up in Udon, saying he's perfectly fine, showing up on the roof and being like, I'm going to surpass you, become king of the pirates. I just prefer the arcs where Luffy, it's coming from a place of emotion. Go back and read Luffy's dynamic with Crocodile. Go back and read Luffy's dynamic with Lucci. Even Luffy and Katakuri. I like these things. All right, we're going to keep all of this. This is now all canon. I like this. All right. Wade Turner says, you really hate Sun God Luffy. No, I like Sun God Luffy a lot. I would just love for Luffy to have turned into Sun God Luffy after Luffy had actually been, you know, down in the dumps for a little bit of time. I would have loved that. Morj says, write yourself into the raid. Let's see what happens there. Okay. Luffy is upset. Upset after having defeated Kaido. Luffy meets Morj. I'm really interested to see if my name would register here. And then Rayleigh, who tells him that, okay, so the AI ignored me, who tells him that he is not the only person that has killed someone. What? Luffy's problem here is not that he killed someone. Luffy then goes to Marineford to see Ace and Whitebeard. He is then confronted by Shanks. Okay. Mr. Taco About It says, Alabath, AI greater than Oda, giving proper character moments, lol. We did have to prompt it a little bit. And it's a little confused about what exactly Luffy is upset about. Let's just try this. Luffy meets Morj. Does that work? Does that work? Morjim is a small village located in North Goa, India. It is a popular tourist destination due to its beautiful beaches and relaxed atmosphere. Luffy and his crew visit Morjim while searching for a place to relax and enjoy themselves. While there, they meet a girl named Morjim. So it's a village, but also there's a girl that lives there that's named after the village. Kind of like if you went to New York and you met a girl named New York. That makes a lot of sense. Who helps them find a place to stay. After getting to know each other, the two become friends, and Morjim even helps Luffy and his crew find food and supplies. Well, isn't that nice of Morjim? Enough of this. I'll make this AI recognize me if it's the last thing I do. Haha, why am I still Morjim? Who's Morjim? Luffy, haha, we finally arrived at the promised land. Mr. Morjim, who are you and what do you want? Luffy says, I'm Monkey D. Luffy and I'm looking for a place to stay. Mr. Morjim, I see. Well, you can stay here if you like, but you'll have to pay. This version of me is a lot meaner than the girl version of me. Luffy says, pay. I don't have any money. Mr. Morjim says, that's too bad. Then you'll have to work for me. Work? What kind of work? Mr. Morjim says, I own a store and I need someone to help me with the inventory. Luffy said, sounds easy enough. I'll do it. What the fuck? Where is any of this coming from? Where is any of this coming from? You're literally Mr. Morj, no period. How about no period? Let's see what happens with no period. With a period. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens. All right. Take the period out of there. .jpg file. Luffy meets Mr. Morj.jpg. Hey guys, I'm Mr. Morj.jpg. Then it completely ignores me. The following day, the news of the Buster call. What? Oh, you know what? You see these citations? This is pulling shit straight from the One Piece wiki, right? No, never mind. It can't be because all of this stuff is weird fan fiction. Then why is there these citations? I'm so confused. All right. You know what? I'm not showing up. Let's try. Give me another YouTuber. Give me another One Piece YouTuber. Someone big. Morj.jpg. Ivan back from the card shop says, they really just did the stereotype of an Indian owning a convenience store. I guess so. Just lol says, put in admiral. An admiral confronts an emperor. Okay, hold on. Who would win? Fujitora or... Okay, I'll do Tekking. In a second. Fujitora or Big Mom. Let's try this. Well, there you have it, everyone. Answered. Analysis, pure, advanced tech analysis. It says Fujitora would win. Let's take it a step further. Who is stronger? An admiral or an emperor? Or a Yonko? Let's make sure it knows what we're talking about. Ah, god damn it. Okay, no, this is actually... There is no definitive answer to this question as it depends on the individual strengths of each admiral and Yonko. However, in general, Yonko are likely to be stronger than admirals as they are the strongest pirates in the One Piece world. That is interesting. I like how the admiral agenda took off for a second. Shanks or Mihawk? All right, let's see. Okay. Privacy update? Nah. Okay. So right now we got okay, here's the rankings that the AI has laid out for us so far. It says Yonko are generally stronger than admirals, but Fujitora is stronger than Big Mom. So that's ironic. Like, no joke. This is my opinion too. I agree with this opinion. In general, that the Yonko are likely to be stronger, but that it's not an absolute. That's what I got. All right. Wait, no. Let's do the whole scenario. Shanks meets Mihawk on a deserted island. Shanks says, I challenge you to a duel. Let's just fix that real quick. And the two begin to duel. And then... All right. All right. All right. There you have it. There you have it. So Mihawk is stronger than Shanks. Confirmed. Confirmed. Okay. So, well, we know that Mihawk would win a duel, right? Because we know that they used to duel anyway in the past. So this isn't anything new. We know that Mihawk is confirmed to be better at sword fighting than Shanks. Who is stronger, Shanks or Mihawk? Let's ask it that way. How'd you all feel about that now, huh? My opinion is that if it's a sword duel, Mihawk will of course win. I don't think that that means that Shanks may not have things that are not swordsmanship related up his sleeve. Because I do think it's more likely that in the grand scheme of things, Shanks is a stronger character than Mihawk, just because of role in the narrative. That's where I'm at. But I think it's entirely possible Mihawk is stronger than Shanks overall. But we know for a fact that Mihawk will beat Shanks in a straight up duel. Right? We know for a fact. Like, there's no argument that Shanks could beat Mihawk in a sword duel. Because otherwise, Mihawk wouldn't be the world's strongest swordsman, would he? Would he now? All right. I can ask it what the One Piece is, but the last time I asked it what the One Piece was... I mean, the last time it had to say what the One Piece was, it said, hold on, I got a couple Miss Supers. The last time I asked what the One Piece was, it just said that it's a special treasure that grants any wish in the world. So it thinks it's the Dragon Balls. Miss Super from Tall Midget Cut Jesus. See what happens when King joins next chapter. All right, let's see. And then Miss Super from Sheriff Laffy. What is your favorite HelloFresh meal? And Django and Full Body had a better arc in their own cover story than Yamato did in all of Wano. My favorite HelloFresh meal. So don't use my opinion as like what the best HelloFresh meal is. Just because I like the foods that I like may not be the best HelloFresh foods. They're just what I like, all right? But I like the HelloFresh enchiladas. That's what I got. Wait, am I caught up in everything? You give this AI nothing to go off of? Well, I just want to know what the truth is. All right, let's see. I don't want to influence it too much. All right, we'll ask what the One Piece is. Because we got a couple of questions. We got from the Aztec device also asking what the One Piece is. I'll ask that now, then I'll ask about the King thing. What is the One Piece? The One Piece is a legendary treasure to be hidden somewhere in the world. It is said to be worth more than all the treasure in the world combined. Close enough. Black Pill Army says, now that Sanji had his cool moment during Wano, we have to go through the Sanji humiliation cycle all over again. It gets tiresome being a Sanji fan. Yeah, it's just the way it's gonna go. I mean, right off the bat, the bounty jokes and everything like that. What do we got? Oh yeah, King. King joins the crew. Wait. King joins the Straw Hat Pirates. No, let's do this. King asks Luffy if he can join the Straw Hat Pirates. Luffy says yes and he joins. From then on, King becomes a loyal and valuable member of the crew, often going on adventures with the others and participating in battles alongside them. He is shown to be particularly close to Luffy, often following his lead and sharing in his dream of finding the One Piece. Isn't that a happy story? Ali H says, yo, Morj, why doesn't Luffy go chibi after Gear 3rd now? It's just the way it is. It would be tiresome if that happened every time. Luffy trained himself out of it. Miss Super from Island Sanji. Sanji versus Zoro, time to start a war. Oh, yeah. Let's just do that. Wait. Do we want to... Let's do the whole fight scene, right? Zoro says to Sanji, I challenge you to a fight. Sanji responds... What does he respond? I'm not in... This AI never wants anyone to fight. Just kidding. I want to fight. All right, let's try it again. Great. Doesn't understand. All right. Sanji decides to fight anyway. Zoro and Sanji fight. And the winner is... Come on. No. All right. Well, there you have it. Charlie says, I have a little headcanon where Fujitori's sword ate the gravity fruit instead of him. All his attacks seem to involve his sword, and it'd be a fun idea. Yeah, but it's been, that was a theory for a while, but it's been, since then it's been confirmed that Fujitora himself, I think through a Vivre card, that Fujitora himself actually has, Fujitora is the one, not his sword, that has the gravity fruit. Okay, so it says Sanji wins the fight. Who is stronger, Zoro or Sanji? In a second, I'm going to ask who's stronger between Sanji and... Okay, but if we ask it like that... So it's kind of like if I asked who... If I set up the whole scenario of Shanks versus Mihawk, it seems like it leaned to where it was like, oh, Mihawk wins. But if I just ask straight up who's stronger, it's going to say Shanks wins. Let's ask this question. Who is stronger, Sanji or Yamato? Yamato is stronger than Sanji. Why does it switch it to bold? Who is stronger, Zoro or Yamato? Zoro is stronger than... Okay, hold on. Who is stronger, Sanji or Jinbei? Oh, man. All right. Okay. We're going to get the final ranking in a second, y'all. Who is stronger, Zoro or Jinbei? Let's just get all of these matchups out of the way. Zoro is stronger than Jinbei. And last one. Who is... Keeps on making bold. Stronger, Yamato or Jinbei? That's the last one. Jinbei... Okay, so the final rankings. Here are the tier lists, all right? Here's how it breaks down pretty much. If Yamato is a member of the crew, which he's not... Look, don't blame me. This is solved by... This is not up to human debate or discussion. We all have our own biases, right? This is pure technology. This is algorithmic intelligence, right? This has nothing to do with our human feelings or emotions. This is just pure facts. This AI is going in, it's pouring through every single manga panel. It is translating it all in Japanese. It's not reading these Viz or TCB things. It is processing pure factual data and producing the answers for us. So, it appears that Yamato is stronger than Sanji. It appears that Zoro is stronger than Yamato, Jinbei is stronger than Sanji, Zoro is stronger than Jinbei, Jinbei is stronger than Yamato, which means our final ranking is Zoro, then Jinbei, then Yamato, then Sanji. And if you want to argue with that, you're essentially arguing with basically pure, unbiased, uncorruptible machine learning. Ivan back from the card shop says Lanji versus Usopp, and you forgot Carrot versus Perospero. I got you on Carrot versus Perospero. Let's see that again. Carrot sees Perospero on Onigashima. She is angry because Perospero killed Pedro. She is here for revenge. She goes Sulong. She attacks Perospero. Do I have to write and then? Or do I just hit submit? Perospero is defeated. Carrot is happy that she killed Perospero. She goes back to Onigashima. It forgot my first sentence, which is that this takes place on Onigashima, but good. All right, so let's add that into the story. All right, and you know what? I'm gonna slip that in a little bit earlier. I'll slip it in right here. Feels right. All right, so we got the Carrot Perospero revenge instead of the Nekomamushi Perospero revenge, which I think nobody thought was necessary. Blackleg Yonji. Who else? I guess we could ask between Zoro versus... Okay. Zoro versus Law first. Who is stronger? If it doesn't say Zoro, I'm going to be very upset. Zoro or Law? This just turned into power scaling. I think reason being because we're happy with the outcome of Onigashima. Which is that the raid failed. Zoro is stronger than Law. Thank you. Happy about that. All right. Who is stronger? Zoro or Kid? I swear to God, if it says Kid, Zoro is stronger than Kid. All right. This AI is actually a giant Zoro fan. It's just a Zoro stan. It's a Zoro fanboy. This AI has given Zoro every single matchup so far. Who is stronger? Zoro or Luffy? Zoro's... All right, maybe we shouldn't trust this AI that much. I think it's. I think the Zoro is just a giant Zoro. The AI is just this giant Zoro fanboy. This is actually more of a Zoro fanboy than I think anybody on Twitter is. It is confident that Zoro is stronger than not only Law, Kid, all of the other Straw Hats, but also Luffy. Should Zoro have killed Kaido? Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's not a ZKKer, though. It does not believe in ZKK. Okay. Zoro. Who is stronger, Zoro or Shanks? It thinks it's a debate. It thinks it's really close. Keep in mind that this AI said that it said very confidently that Shanks is stronger than Mihawk. There's no clear answer as to who is stronger between Zoro and Shanks since they have never fought each other. However, there are several factors to consider when trying to determine who would win in a fight. Some factors to consider include Zoro is a highly skilled swordsman who has been shown to be able to defeat multiple opponents at once. So if you throw like 2 or 3 bad guys, like 4 or 5 henchmen even at Zoro, he could take him. Shanks is a powerful pirate captain with a dangerous reputation. And Shanks has some buddies. So the AI believes that Shanks has a strong crew of pirates who would likely help him to fight. The AI believes that Shanks would never dare to fight Zoro 1v1. This would be a team effort. It would be Shanks and the red-haired pirates versus Zoro. There's no way that Shanks is foolish enough to challenge Roronoa Zoro, the highly skilled swordsman, one-on-one. But here's the important factor to remember in this fight. Zoro has been shown to be able to defeat multiple opponents at once. So Shanks thinks he's got this ace in a hole of teaming up on Zoro with his crew of strong pirates, but Zoro specializes apparently in taking on multiple opponents at the same time. So it's anyone's match. In the end, it is difficult to say who would win because both are incredibly strong and skilled fighters. And apparently Shanks is just a cheater and Zoro specializes in fighting against cheaters. Aztec Device says, ask mysterious shadows in the Florian Triangle. I don't think I'm going to even understand that. What were the mysterious shadows in the Florian Triangle? We'll get back to Zoro power scaling in a second. There is no definitive answers. The shadows can be caused by dense concentrate. So apparently it was just a random black hole in the middle of the ocean. It could be a warp in space-time such as a wormhole. It could be a strong gravitational field, aka a black hole. It just seems to be convinced that it's some weird sci-fi bullshit that potentially destroys the entire world. So I don't know about that. Gorge, did you catch up on any BCS yet? No, I've not caught up any Better Call Saul. You know what? You guys will not believe what I actually started watching yesterday. And I don't even know why. I just felt like it. I didn't even know that this show existed. I haven't watched a new anime in the longest time. But for some reason, yesterday I was like, you know what happened? I wanted to watch a new anime. I was like, what's an anime that's like well known that I haven't watched in a bit? Who is stronger, Zoro or Goldie Roger? So I was like, I want to watch a new anime. So, okay. This bot is the biggest Zoro fanboy I have ever seen. This is insane. This AI is actually just a giant Zoro dick rider. Holy shit. I have never seen... According to this AI, Zoro's got a good shot against anyone in the story. Literally anybody. It thinks that it actually weights it at about 50-50 or Zoro favored for every single matchup. There is no clear answer between Zoro and Roger. However, many believe that Zoro is stronger as he has demonstrated great feats of strength and durability. Yeah, like Roger never fucking did. Like Roger never split the sky. Holy shit. Is this insane? Who wrote this bot? Who wrote this bot? Aztec Device says, what's stronger, Bajrangan or Happiness Punch? It's not going to know that stuff. I mean, I can ask that. It's going to say some shit like I can't compute or something. Bajrangan or Happiness Punch? It's not gonna. Okay, straightforward answer. Caleb Brown says, "Hey Morj, sorry I couldn't tune in to stream because I'm training a new guy at work and I couldn't have headphones in. I wanted to show some love though. You know what, Caleb Brown? We've been needing some mods for some time and you've been really polite for a while. So you're a mod now. So congratulations. Don't forget to show up again though. Forget about that other job you're working. You're a Morj mod now." Okay, I literally don't know who to put it up, who to have it fight Zoro at this point. Zoro versus Mihawk? Who is stronger, Zoro or Mihawk? I mean, it's gonna... if there's no way it doesn't say... Is this for real? This is crazy. Because I could imagine the other ones, because Zoro's never fought Shanks. He's never fought Roger. The AI might just not know. But it's gotta have enough information to know that, that Zoro has lost to Mihawk in the past. Zoro's likely missing an eye right now because of Mihawk. That Mihawk trained him for multiple years. That Zoro's a swordsman, and Mihawk is canonically the strongest swordsman in the world. Who does he lose to? Zoro versus Goku? Ippo Takamura says, "Did you ask who Luffy's mom is yet?" I could ask that. Sheriff Laffy says, "Do you think Dragon, Shanks, and Mihawk will be involved in the final war or dead by then? To me, there's something interesting about the new gen versus the world government representing the old." I definitely think Dragon will be involved in the final war. I don't imagine Dragon being dead and Shanks being dead. I don't imagine Mihawk being dead. I do think Shanks is going to die. I'm just saying I don't imagine all three of those characters dying. I think that the final war could be an extended affair, so they might not be around or major factors by the end of it, as that would probably be the time for the new guys to shine, right? Like Luffy take the spotlight, Zoro, etc., Strats. But I do think that at the end of the day, like Zoro versus Mihawk, I don't think is his final battle. So like I do think that these guys will be taken out towards the earlier sections of the final, of like whatever the final conflict is, basically. I mean, Dragon might be irrelevant all the way to the end, like maybe just before Luffy gets his time to shine or something. I don't know. So, look, at this, I don't know. Fine. Who am I putting Zoro against? Do we have to go outside of One Piece at this point? Who is stronger, Zoro or Mihawk? Let's see. Oh, no, we just did that one. Sorry. Autopiloting. Goku. For some reason, I didn't think we'd done that. Okay. So, Goku, who, keep in mind, at this point in time, I think last I checked on Dragon Ball, Goku can threaten the destruction of the entire universe, right? Zoro's cutting ability probably chop up a mountain or something like that, right? That's about where he's at, as I understand it right now. I think there's a shot of Zoro chopping up a mountain. Depends on how big you think Pika is. He can obviously do more at this point. There's no definitive answer, as the two characters are so different. So this is not an apples and oranges situation, by the way. They're both just, like, when it says they're different, like, it's not like, oh, they've got different feats that are both too hard to compare. It's like, no, Goku could blink and make Zoro and everybody that he knows and loves in the One Piece world just disappear off the face of the earth. And on the flip side, Zoro can kind of, he can cut steel and diamonds and shit probably, but that's about it. Okay, so Goku's likely stronger. We have no way of knowing. It's just too weirdly different to even be compared. Zoro versus God, it might just go with first name. Oh, you're saying, I don't think it's just going with the first name. Let's see. Aztec Device asks who this 10th straw is. All right, we'll throw these in. Okay. So if we swap it, who is stronger, Sanji or Zoro? That's an interesting theory. Maybe it's just going with the first name. No, it's just still got it. Can Zoro defeat God? Zoro cannot defeat God because he does not exist. Is it saying God doesn't exist or Zoro doesn't exist? I think it's saying Zoro doesn't exist. So Zoro's a fictional character, therefore he couldn't beat God. But it sounds like, in theory, if Zoro did exist, then he'd have a good shot at it. All right, 10th Straw Hat. Let's see. Sanji versus Mihawk, 10th Straw Hat. All right. Who will be the next Straw Hat crew member? What if it says Yamato? What if it's just that far behind? There's no clear answer. Blah, blah, blah. The creator of the series has given no hints. Don't tell that to us theorists. However, there are many fan theories and speculation. Yep, with the most popular being that the next crewman will be a fishman or a woman. Yeah, so it's just far behind. It's just behind. It just doesn't know. It hasn't heard about Jinbei. What am I missing? 10th Straw Hat. Sanji versus Mihawk. Ivan back from the card shop says, our gags of Buggy and Usopp are the only things that might rival Zoro stands. Yeah, the gag versions of them. Ask about Zoro's racism. What the hell happened here? Ask about Zoro's racism. Okay. Is Roro Noah Zoro racist? No, he is not. But what would you have expected out of the biggest Zoro fanboy in the world? Obviously, they're not going to acknowledge the racism. Okay. Roro Noah Zoro will marry... Okay. Causes worst performance due to something. Nico Robin. Not the craziest thing in the world. Not the craziest idea in the world. Khan says, did we give up on the Wano story? Not at all. Let's take a look. I think we got, as all things go, you know, a power scaling trumps all. At the end of the day, you just want to know who beats who, right? Who cares about the story? We're going to go through the general gist of what happens in the Wano story. All right. Luffy lands on Wano, as is expected. Future Mech says, hey, Morj, which anime did you end up watching? Was it by chance the One Piece? The One Piece is real, but seriously, what was it? Oh, yeah, okay, let me fill you guys in. I started watching this, and it's very different and very, like, from things I know. No. 2 parts to it, all right? First of all, I tried watching Haikyuu, because I was like, all right, Haikyuu's the one that, you know, a lot of people really like. It's a shonen series. I haven't tried it. Probably up my alley. I got 4 episodes into Haikyuu, 4 or 5 episodes into Haikyuu, and I was like, I just don't know if I can stick with this because it's volleyball, you know? I didn't know if I could stick with it because they're treating volleyball so seriously. And I'm just like, I don't know if volleyball's that serious. Also, the guy, the tall dude, right? Tall. I think he's literally shorter than me, but he's tall by, I guess, Japanese high school kid standards. Tall kid with black hair. The one that they call the king of the court. They make a big deal about, like, or he makes a big deal about how he likes to set the ball. And it's like the setter is the ultimate, the most important piece of the team because he sets the ball. I don't know. He has complete control over the flow of the game, over setting teammates up and everything like that. He's kind of ground control, right? I guess it's the equivalent of being the point guard in volleyball. But to me, I'm like, there's no way you can hype this up enough for me to actually, you know, get excited, like think it's really cool or really epic to be the setter of a volleyball. I couldn't get behind it. I think I couldn't get behind it. But here's the thing. I started to enjoy the dynamic, and I think I started to enjoy the dynamic between Hinata and the tall guy, right? I started to enjoy it somewhat, but it wasn't enough that it was really like... Maybe if I kept going into the story, I would just, you know, let things go more and just sink into accepting, like, okay, I'm watching a volleyball story. Like, maybe I would just get into it more, you know? But it was hard for me to really feel like going back to it because I'm just like, I gotta go watch this volleyball stuff and them hyping up how, like, the crazy epicness of this guy doing the perfect set for Hinata. I don't know. I think I could have gotten into it if I stuck with it a bit more. So, dropped Haikyuu. And because I dropped Haikyuu, I was like, okay, there's no other mainstream anime that I'm really, like, looking into at this point, right? Zappo Dracula says Zoro versus Grim Reaper. We can throw it in. Can Zoro defeat the Grim Reaper? The anime that I decided to try, Zoro cannot defeat the Grim Reaper. Okay? We don't know how he survived in Wano itself then, but he got out of there somehow. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. So I tried watching that. And I'm like 4 episodes into that, and I'm not going to say it's like super gripping, but it just feels a little different, and it's interesting as a concept. The characters are kind of weird, but I think I like them. I don't know. It's one of the more old school anime. I don't know why I went for that. I was just browsing, and I ended up like, it's this epic space opera that, you know, has intergalactic warfare and stuff like that. And from what I'm picking up at this point, it's not actually a very action-packed series. It's more, I guess, character-driven, dialogue-driven. but I'm interested now. It seems like a cool show. And McDude says, old one or new one? Old one. Ali H says, yo, Morj, I love your sarcasm. Answer my last super, please. What was your last super? I'm sorry, Ali H. What was your last super? Can anyone report what the last super from Ali H was? Yeah, it's supposed to be really good. Mara says, leave Kageyama alone. I am leaving him alone. I'm leaving the whole series alone. The whole series is being left alone. Not saying anything against it. I'm just saying, like, when he was going off on a speech about how important being the setter is, I'm like, dude, come on. Even I know that the setter isn't the star of the show in the volleyball world, right? The star of the show is the one that's doing the sick dunks and stuff like that, right? The one that's spiking shit. There's no way the setter's the star of the show. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, I'm glad that I'm seeing good stuff about Legend of the Galactic Heroes, because I swear sometimes I've told you guys, like, oh, I'm reading or watching this now, and people are like, oh, that sucks, it's trash or something, and I'm like, thanks for letting me know. AJK says, ask the AI why you've disappointed me so many times. AJK, I promise you, I will read it. I will read it. The day is coming. The day is coming, no matter what. It is coming. Phantom Greyfire says, Morj has clearly never played volleyball. That's not true. I played volleyball actually multiple times. Like, not in any sort of serious sort of way. Obviously, like, beach volleyball and stuff. My college had a, like, little... It wasn't an actual beach, but it was, like, a little beach sand area in one of the rec areas or whatever, and people played volleyball there all the time. Volleyball's fun. I was even, like... I did, you know... You can do, like, adult rec leagues and stuff like that, where, like, you play some random bullshit sport, and then you go drinking and everything like that afterwards or whatever. Like, there's, like... you can join a dodgeball team, kickball team, stuff like that. So one time, for one season, we did volleyball. It's fun. Like, we didn't show up to all of the stuff, but, like, volleyball is fun. That's for sure. I'm just saying, like, because I think maybe it's because I played volleyball, that's why I can't view it that serious. Because I'm just like, dude, anyone can kind of just... Volleyball is, like, one of the lowest floor sports, I guess, in terms of difficulty to get into. Anyone can kind of just show up and be decent at volleyball. You know what I mean? Aztec Device says, Guts with an enhanced Berserker armor comforts Femto for the final time at the Eclipse and then. I'll throw this one in. I don't know if it's going to process any of that. Let's see. They both die. Femto is reborn as Griffith, and Guts is reborn as a new being. This is actually not joking. This is like, obviously it's stupid on the surface, but like I could see this being the ending of Berserk. That's interesting. Maybe it's not stupid. Femto is reborn as Griffith. Guts is reborn as a new being. Both of them are reborn in new bodies with their memories and knowledge of the other. Guts is Griffith's new body, and Griffith is Guts' new body. Okay, now it's lost me. What? What? Okay, so the ending of Berserk that we never got, the AI has analyzed Miura's writing patterns and concluded that it would end with a weird Freaky Friday situation where Guts is in Griffith's body and Griffith is in Guts' body. And I guess that's how they come to understand each other. Tittle TT says, hi Morj. Would you say the lead-up arcs to Wano ended up being better when recontextualized by how disappointing Wano was? No, because I would consider them better when I believe that I would have really enjoyed... Like, Zoe is less exciting for me now when I know where all of the plot threads from Zoe lead to, which I don't find as satisfying, if that makes sense. Whole Cake Island is kind of untouched for me because I think Whole Cake works mostly on its own. Reverie still works on its own. I think Dressrosa still works on its own. Sheriff Lafitte says, which team, NBA teams, do the East Blue 5 support? That's hard to say. I think Luffy would be a Bucks fan. I think Zoro would be a Miami Heat fan because he likes their culture and everything like that. I think Sanji would be... Sanji's too hard. I don't know. Usopp would like the underdogs. Usopp would definitely like some underdogs. Maybe Usopp might like the Celtics because, like, nobody expected them to be good for, like, a long time at the start of the year, and then they turned out to be really good by the end of it. But then not that good by the end of it. Nami would be a Warriors fan because I think she'd just bandwagon whatever's going to win. Sanji, it's too hard to say something that perfectly fits his character. All right. No, I think Zoro would be a Heat fan because he would like, you know, the Heat's hardcore mentality or whatever, right? Sanji, I don't know. All right, here's how the story of Wano would go if it was rewritten. Luffy would still land on Wano. This is according to the AI. AI's intelligence. That's redundant. But, yeah. Luffy lands on Wano. So he still encounters Tama. But Tama is being hunted by henchmen still. She's actually a Kazuki. Not a big difference in the grand scheme of things. I think many of us thought Tama was a Kazuki towards the beginning anyway. And then Luffy gets hit by a boulder. It doesn't really matter. More importantly, Uta shows up. She's now part of Wano, and she takes Tama for herself. So Uta and Tama are no longer in Wano. There's this whole shenanigans that happened with Luffy and Zoro and seeing Hawkins. It's actually pretty much the same result. It's just that Zoro's kind of more wishy-washy about whether or not he wants to fight Hawkins. He does ultimately end up fighting Hawkins. And there are Marines involved for some reason or the other. Don't know why. The Marines get taken care of. This is important. This stood out to me. The Straw Hats, after defeating some fodder Marines and Basil Hawkins, are so happy that they actually hug each other and celebrate. Keep in mind that they didn't do this, I don't think they all hugged each other even after defeating Kaido and Big Mom. I don't think they did it even after, like, saving Alabasta. I think this is one of the rare occasions when the Straw Hats all hugged each other and celebrated. So defeating some fodder Marines was that important to them. Zoro was in a coma for some reason. Luffy defeats Crocodile. Some shit happens. Okay, so Kaido shows up in Bakura Town. So still mostly the normal stuff. It's just that Kaido's a Logia fruit user at this point. I'm interested in this question. I'll copy this for later. JP Presp asked, why does Zoro keep getting lost? We'll ask this to the AI. So Kaido is a Logia fruit. Doesn't really make much of a difference. I kind of kept re-rolling the dice on this over and over until we finally got to the point where Kaido defeats Luffy. The AI did not want Kaido to defeat Luffy early on. Just to be established, Kaido is one of, if not the strongest characters in the series. He has defeated some of the strongest pirates in the world, including Shanks. So Shanks was defeated by Kaido at some point in this version of Wano. Luffy still ends up in Udon. Luffy goes through a series of, Groundhog Day type events where he continually experiences being thrown into Udon, escaping Udon, and adding someone new to his crew. So he does this with Inuarashi, with Ryuma, with Ivankov, even with Kid later on. Oh, I'm sorry. Escaping with Ryuma did not end up with Luffy having Ryuma join the crew. Luffy actually got sentenced to death after escaping with Ryuma. But for the most part, escape, new crew member, escape, new crew member, escape, new crew member, with being captured in between each time. Kid got a lot of character development here. It turned out that Kid was not such a mean guy as we were led to believe early on. Kid was actually a small, bullied, weak child who grew up apparently in Udon. So he grew up in Udon. But over time, he became more confident, began to stand up for himself and others, and ultimately he even joined Luffy and his crew on Luffy's fourth stint of being captured and escaping from Udon. So, Big Mom came to Wano. Actually, she never quite arrived. She was going to be arriving in the next few days. So no Big Mom in Wano at this point. We got Kid on Luffy's crew. Kid had some character development, so it kind of evens out. Zoro met Hiyori. Hiyori basically doesn't matter at all in this version of events, kind of like the real story of Wano, so the AI couldn't really fix that. Odin was a bad guy. His mother was much worse. Odin's a bad guy, but his mother is worse. If it needs repeating, Odin is a bad guy, but his mother is even worse, all right? Odin was Kaido's captain. Odin led the Rocks Pirates. None of this is actually really important. At the end of the day, we basically get to the point, same ending as Act 2, which is the Alliance, the Straw Hat Pirates, the Red Scabbards, and the Minks are all gathered together, and they're going to Onigashima. The cool part about Onigashima in this version, though, is that we get all of the supernovas together, everybody's fighting, and they lose. There are many casualties on both sides. The Minks are fighting the Beast Pirates. The pirates are fighting each other. The battle is fierce. There's lots of blood being shed. The Minks are losing, and the bad guy pirates are winning. It says the other pirates, but I'm assuming it's the bad guy pirates, not the Straw Hat Pirates. Why do I say that? Because Luffy's fighting Kaido. Luffy is losing to Kaido. Kaido's about to kill him. Luffy has to escape. He escapes with Zoro. The battle is over. The Minks have lost. The Straw Hats have lost. Pretty much all the Straw Hats have... the rest of the Straw Hats have died, although the main ones, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Chopper, Brook, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei survived. So basically all the Straw Hats survived. But still, all the Minks are dead. That's a big deal. And Luffy is sad, and he blames himself for the death of his friends. Tragic. And, what could have been maybe one of the greatest Luffy moments of all time that we will never actually see put to page. He says he will never forgive Kaido, and he will never stop fighting until he defeats him. Wow. Based off of the tragedy of Onigashima. Incredible. Also, Bright Spot, Carrot beat Perispero no Nigashima. So, that happened. But yeah. And you know what? We can add in an ending of ourselves. No AI needed here. The Straw Hats gather themselves together, get back up, and defeat the bad guys. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. It's beautiful. I like this version of Wano. Aliato5 says, Mr. Mank, I love you. No parasocial. All right. As long as it's not parasocial, that's fine. There's no way for me to control. You guys can be parasocial if you like. I just don't approve of it. Just know that. I can't stop anyone from being parasocial. Just don't. I don't know what to say. That's just the nature of people watching a streamer, I guess, over time, right? Just remember, none of us know each other. I guess that's all I can say. Why does Zoro keep getting lost? Zoro gets lost because he doesn't know where he's going. Yeah, dumbass. Why else would he get lost? Huh? What kind of a stupid question was that? Phantom Greyfire linking the place that you guys can go and play with the AI yourself. You can test out how much of a Zoro fanboy it really is. It's beta.openai.com/playground. I thought this was pretty fun. I personally actually really enjoyed putting this together. I like this version of Wano. This is my new headcanon version of Wano. I think that basically, yeah, we can pretty much just ship this off to a publisher, see if they're willing to, put this out there. Maybe run this by Oda, see if he wants to kind of just put out a new copy. Morj have the AI write the stuff with Green Bull. Let me just see what the AI thinks happens if Shanks beats Green Bull. Green Bull attacks Wano. Shanks comes to stop him. Shanks fights Green Bull. Green Bull is defeated by Shanks. Shanks becomes the new king of Wano. It's always got to add this extra little level of bullshit. It could just stop here and we'd be like, yeah, that makes sense, AI. But instead it's like, you know what? I really got to wow these kids. They got to see how smart I am. Shanks becomes the new king of Wano. Mr. Talk About It says, ask if Dritz approves this version. It's not going to know who Dritz is. It didn't know who I am. If it knows who Dritz is but doesn't know who I am, I'll be upset. Oh, you know what? Dritz is based off of like some book or something like that, so I might recognize that. Anuj Agarwal says, Miss Super from Caleb Brown. Have we asked if Crocodile is Luffy's mom yet? Oh, let's ask. We were also supposed to ask who is Luffy's mom. Okay. I'll ask this first. Who is Luffy's mom? Luffy's mom is unknown. But what if we say, is Crocodile Luffy's mom? No. All right, pretty straightforward. And I think it's consistent with its answers. Yeah, I got AJK in. Or sorry, I got Caleb Brown in. All right. All right, y'all. I think we're good now. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This was a very fun stream, at least for me.